My trip to Hawaii. Chapter 1: Landing in Honolulu. My journey to Hawaii began with my plane touching down in Honolulu. Right away, the warm, tropical air was a pleasant surprise. It felt like walking into paradise. I was buzzing with excitement but also a bit jittery. It was my first time in Hawaii. The airport was bustling with travelers, yet there was a laid-back vibe that you could only find in Hawaii. I collected my luggage, which was a breeze thanks to the clear signs. Stepping outside, the sight of palm trees swaying in the gentle breeze caught my eye. The sun's warmth felt like a cozy blanket after leaving behind a much cooler climate. I couldn't help but take a deep breath, filling my lungs with the fresh island air. It felt like stepping into a scene from a postcard. I caught a taxi to my hotel. The driver, a cheerful local named Joe, was eager to share his love for the island. He pointed out must-see spots along the way and shared tips on where to eat and what to see. His stories added color to the passing scenery, making the drive to the hotel fly by. Joe's enthusiasm was infectious. By the time I arrived at my hotel, I was already in love with Honolulu. The hotel staff welcomed me with a lei, a traditional Hawaiian greeting. The sweet fragrance of the flowers was a delightful welcome to the island. After settling into my hotel room, I strolled down to the beach. The setting sun painted the sky in shades of orange and pink. I watched as the waves gently kissed the shore. It was a peaceful end to an exciting day. That night, as I lay in bed, my mind raced with plans for the days ahead. Joe's recommendations had sparked my curiosity, and I was eager to dive into the adventures that awaited me. Hawaii had already captured my heart, and I knew this trip would be one for the books. My first day in Honolulu was a blend of welcoming warmth and thrilling anticipation. It set the stage for what I knew would be an unforgettable journey through Hawaii's stunning landscapes and rich culture. Chapter 2: First Day at Waikiki Beach. Bright and early, I was ready to tackle my first full day in Hawaii. Waikiki Beach was on my agenda, famous for its golden sands and crystal-clear waters. After hearing so much about it, I couldn't wait to see it for myself. I grabbed a quick breakfast and made my way to the beach, just a short walk from my hotel. The beach was bustling with life. People were soaking up the sun, surfing the waves, and simply enjoying the beauty of the day. The vibrant atmosphere was contagious. Eager to dive into the Hawaiian beach experience, I decided to give surfing a shot. I rented a board and signed up for a lesson. My instructor, a seasoned surfer named Kai, was both patient and encouraging. Surfing was tougher than it looked. I stumbled and fell, but Kai's guidance eventually led me to successfully ride a wave. The thrill of surfing was unlike anything I'd experienced, a mix of adrenaline and pure joy. After my surfing adventure, I lounged on the beach, letting the sun dry my saltwater-soaked skin. The sound of the waves provided a soothing backdrop, perfect for a bit of relaxation. Later, I indulged in some local snacks from a nearby vendor. The flavors were unique and delicious, adding another layer to my Hawaiian experience. In the afternoon, I explored the shops and eateries along Waikiki. The area was alive with tourists and locals alike, each adding their own color to the vibrant tapestry of the beachside community. As the day wound down, I returned to the beach to catch the sunset. It was a breathtaking sight, with hues of orange, pink, and purple stretching across the sky. Watching the sun dip below the horizon, I felt a deep sense of peace. Walking back to my hotel, I reflected on my day at Waikiki Beach. It had been a day of new experiences and simple pleasures, from the excitement of catching my first wave to the tranquility of a Hawaiian sunset. I was already falling in love with the island's charm and couldn't wait to see what other adventures lay in store. My day at Waikiki was a perfect introduction to the Hawaiian lifestyle, a blend of adventure, relaxation, and beauty that promised more unforgettable moments to come. Chapter 3: A Day at Pearl Harbor. On my third day in Hawaii, I decided to take the plunge and visit Pearl Harbor. This historic site has always been on my bucket list. After a quick breakfast, I hopped on a bus to Pearl Harbor, ready to soak up some history. Upon arrival, I joined a tour led by Mr. Lee, who was a fountain of knowledge. He painted a vivid picture of the events of 1941, making history come alive. Our first stop was the USS Arizona Memorial. Standing there was a gut-wrenching experience, seeing the names of those who had fallen. It was a moment that really hit home. Mr. Lee then took us through the nuts and bolts of life in the Navy during World War II. We explored old battleships and submarines, getting a glimpse of the past. The artifacts, from uniforms to weapons, were all in tip-top shape. During the tour, I crossed paths with Jack and Emma, a lovely older couple. Jack, a Navy vet, shared his 2 cents about his time in the service. His stories were worth their weight in gold, adding a personal touch to the history we were learning. Emma, with her camera at the ready, captured every moment. They were as friendly as they come, reminding me of my own grandparents. After the tour, I wandered through the museum, diving deeper into the history of World War II. The museum was a treasure trove of information, providing food for thought. Before leaving, I took a moment to reflect by the peaceful waters of Pearl Harbor. The calm waters were a stark contrast to its turbulent past. It was a sobering reminder of the sacrifices made. Riding the bus back to the hotel, I mulled over the day's experiences. Visiting Pearl Harbor was an eye-opening journey into history, spiced up with personal stories from those I met. It was a day I'd tuck away in my memory bank, grateful for the lessons learned and the stories shared. Chapter 4: Hiking Up Diamond Head. Bright and early on my 4th day in Hawaii, I decided to bite the bullet and hike up Diamond Head. It's a must-see for anyone visiting Honolulu, offering a bird's-eye view of the city and ocean. I was keen to stretch my legs and catch some breathtaking views. After a hearty breakfast, I set off for Diamond Head, the sun just starting to climb in the sky. The hike was no walk in the park, it was steep and winding, but I was determined to reach the top. As I made my way up, I struck up a conversation with a fellow hiker named Sarah. She was as friendly as they come, and we hit it off right away. Hiking with someone else made the tough parts easier to tackle. We shared stories and laughs, making the steep climb feel like a piece of cake. Reaching the summit of Diamond Head was a jaw-dropping moment. The view was second to none, with Honolulu spread out below us like a postcard come to life. The ocean sparkled under the morning sun, stretching out as far as the eye could see. Sarah and I took our time at the top, soaking in the view and snapping pictures to remember the moment. The hike down was easier, giving us a chance to catch our breath and reflect on the achievement. Sarah and I exchanged numbers, promising to keep in touch. It was one of those chance meetings that turn into lasting friendships. Back at the base, I felt a sense of accomplishment. Hiking Diamond Head was a highlight of my trip, not just for the stunning views, but for the camaraderie along the way. It was a reminder that sometimes, you have to go off the beaten path to find the best experiences. Exhausted but exhilarated, I headed back to my hotel, ready for whatever adventure came next. My hike up Diamond Head was a memory for the books, proving that the best views come after the hardest climbs. Chapter 5: Discovering Local Cuisine. On my 5th day, I decided to dive into Hawaii's local cuisine. I had heard that Hawaiian food is a melting pot of flavors, and I was eager to taste it for myself. So, I set off to explore the culinary delights Honolulu had to offer. My first stop was a bustling farmers' market in the heart of the city. It was a feast for the senses, with colorful stalls piled high with tropical fruits, fresh vegetables, and local specialties. The air was filled with the scent of exotic spices and freshly cooked food. I wandered around, sampling bits and pieces, a true case of my eyes being bigger than my stomach. At one stall, I tried poi for the first time. Its unique, slightly tangy taste was unlike anything I'd ever had. The vendor, seeing my curious expression, explained how poi is made from taro root, a staple in Hawaiian cuisine. He was a mine of information, sharing recipes and the history behind the dishes. Next, I stumbled upon a food truck known for its plate lunch, a must-try in Hawaii. I opted for one with teriyaki chicken, rice, and a side of macaroni salad. It was simple food, but the flavors were out of this world. As I ate, a local named Mia joined me. She was full of tips on what to eat and where to go in Honolulu. We chatted like old friends, swapping stories over our meal. Mia's warmth and the delicious food made me feel right at home. Mia insisted I try shave ice next, a local dessert. She led me to a small shop tucked away from the main street, known only to locals. The shave ice was light and fluffy, topped with tropical fruit syrups. It was the perfect treat to cool down on a warm Hawaiian day. As the day turned to evening, I realized that exploring Hawaiian cuisine was more than just about the food. It was about the stories, the traditions, and the people behind the flavors. Each dish told a story of Hawaii's diverse culture and history. Heading back to my hotel, I felt grateful for the day's culinary adventure and the new friend I'd made. Discovering local cuisine had given me a taste of Hawaii's soul, and I couldn't wait to explore more. My 5th day in Hawaii was a delicious journey that left me hungry for more in every sense. Chapter 6: Nightlife in Honolulu. After a day filled with sun and surf, I was curious about Honolulu's nightlife. I had heard that the city comes alive in a different way after dark. So, I decided to explore and see what adventures the night had in store. I started my evening at a beachside bar I had noticed earlier. The place was buzzing with energy. Locals and tourists mingled, sharing stories over tropical drinks. The sound of live Hawaiian music filled the air, setting a lively yet laid-back atmosphere. I found a spot at the bar and ordered a drink, soaking in the vibrant scene around me. As I enjoyed my drink, I struck up a conversation with a couple next to me, Mike and Anna, who were visiting from California. They were friendly and full of recommendations for must-visit spots in Honolulu. We quickly hit it off, exchanging travel tales and laughing over our shared experiences. Encouraged by Mike and Anna, I decided to join them on a little bar-hopping adventure. Each place had its own unique vibe, from a cozy lounge with jazz music to a lively club where we danced the night away. The variety was impressive, offering a taste of Honolulu's diverse nightlife. One of the highlights of the evening was a beachfront nightclub. The sound of the waves mixed with the music created a magical atmosphere. Dancing under the stars, with the ocean just steps away, was an unforgettable experience. It felt like the essence of Hawaii, joyful, free, and connected to the natural beauty of the island. As the night drew to a close, Mike, Anna, and I found ourselves at a late-night eatery, laughing and sharing a meal. The food was delicious, the perfect end to our night out. We exchanged contact information, promising to stay in touch. Meeting them had turned a simple exploration of Honolulu's nightlife into a memorable adventure. Walking back to my hotel, the streets quiet and the night air cool, I reflected on my evening. The nightlife in Honolulu had exceeded my expectations, offering a perfect blend of excitement and relaxation. It was a reminder that Hawaii's magic doesn't fade with the setting sun, it simply transforms, offering new ways to experience the island's charm. My night out in Honolulu was not just about the places I visited but the people I met. It was a celebration of the island's vibrant culture and the connections that can be made even when far from home. I went to bed with a smile, grateful for the unexpected friendships and looking forward to the days ahead. Chapter 7: Learning to Surf. On the 7th day, I decided to embrace Hawaii's surf culture. I'd always wanted to try surfing, and where better to learn than in Honolulu? I booked a lesson at a surf school known for its excellent instructors. I met my instructor, Leo, at the beach early in the morning. The ocean was calm, perfect for a beginner like me. Leo started with the basics on the sand, teaching me how to paddle and stand up on the board. His instructions were clear and encouraging. When we moved into the water, I felt a mix of excitement and nerves. The first few attempts were humbling. I struggled to keep my balance and fell into the water more times than I could count. But Leo was patient, offering tips and motivation after each fall. Gradually, with Leo's guidance, I started to improve. The moment I successfully stood up and rode a wave, even just for a few seconds, was exhilarating. It was a rush of joy and accomplishment. Leo cheered from the water, as proud of my progress as I was. After the lesson, we sat on the beach, watching the waves. Leo shared stories about his life as a surfer and the joy he finds in teaching others. His passion for surfing and his love for the ocean were inspiring. Surfing was more challenging than I had anticipated, but also more rewarding. It taught me resilience and the importance of persistence. Leo's encouragement and the thrill of catching a wave made me eager to keep practicing. As I left the beach, feeling tired but exhilarated, I was grateful for the experience. Learning to surf in Honolulu was a highlight of my trip, offering a unique connection to Hawaii's culture and natural beauty. It was a reminder that sometimes, stepping out of your comfort zone can lead to the most memorable adventures. I ended the day with a newfound appreciation for surfers and the sport itself. The experience of riding a wave was unforgettable, a tangible connection to the power and beauty of the sea. I went to bed that night with sore muscles and a happy heart, dreaming of the day I'd catch my next wave. Chapter 8: Visiting the Polynesian Cultural Center. Eager to dive deeper into Hawaii's rich heritage, I dedicated my 8th day to exploring the Polynesian Cultural Center. It's a place renowned for celebrating the diverse cultures of Polynesia through authentic experiences. I was keen to learn and immerse myself in the traditions that shape these islands. The center was a short drive from where I was staying. Upon arrival, the lush landscapes and traditional structures instantly transported me to another world. It felt like stepping back in time, a chance to experience life in ancient Polynesia. My first stop was a village representing Samoa. Here, I was greeted with a warm talofa and witnessed an impressive demonstration of fire-making and tree climbing. The skill and agility of the performers were remarkable, offering a glimpse into the survival techniques of the past. Next, I ventured into the Aotearoa, New Zealand, section. The powerful haka dance performance, full of energy and emotion, gave me goosebumps. Learning about the Maori culture, with its deep respect for family and land, was both enlightening and inspiring. Lunch offered a taste of traditional Polynesian cuisine, served in a communal setting that encouraged conversation among guests. I shared a table with a family from Japan and a couple from Australia. Despite our different backgrounds, we found common ground in our fascination with Polynesian culture. The food was delicious, a perfect blend of flavors from across the Pacific. In the afternoon, I participated in a ukulele workshop. A local musician shared the instrument's history before teaching us a few chords. Strumming along, albeit clumsily, I felt a connection to Hawaii's musical traditions. It was a joyful, albeit challenging, experience. The highlight of the day was the evening show, Ha, Breath of Life. It was a stunning production that told a story of family, love, and courage through music, dance, and fire performances. The talent and passion of the performers were breathtaking, leaving a lasting impression on me. As I left the Polynesian Cultural Center, I felt a profound appreciation for the rich tapestry of cultures that make up Polynesia. The day was not just educational, it was a celebration of the human spirit and the connections that bind us across time and geography. Reflecting on my visit, I realized how important it is to preserve and honor these cultural traditions. They offer invaluable insights into our shared humanity and the beauty of diversity. My day at the Polynesian Cultural Center was an unforgettable chapter in my Hawaiian adventure, one that deepened my respect for the islands and their people. Chapter 9: The Road to Hana, Maui. On the 9th day, I decided to tackle the famous road to Hana in Maui. Known for its stunning scenery and numerous curves, it promised an adventure filled with natural beauty. I rented a car early in the morning, ready for the journey ahead. The road was indeed a challenge, with sharp turns and narrow bridges, but every turn revealed breathtaking views. Lush forests, waterfalls, and the ocean's vast expanse accompanied me along the way. The beauty of the landscape was overwhelming, a true feast for the eyes. A few hours into the drive, I stopped at a roadside stand for fresh fruit. The owner, Kala, was a Maui native with a wealth of knowledge about the area. He recommended a hidden waterfall not far off the main road. Grateful for the tip, I decided to check it out. The detour led me to a secluded spot, where the waterfall cascaded into a crystal-clear pool. It was a slice of paradise, untouched and peaceful. Back on the road, I made several stops, each offering its unique charm. From the black sand beach at Waikiki State Park to the towering bamboo forest on the Pipaway Trail, the diversity of Maui's landscapes was astounding. The drive was as much about the journey as the destination. In Hana, I met a group of travelers who were also exploring the road. We shared lunch at a local eatery, exchanging stories of our travels. It was interesting to hear their perspectives and experiences, a reminder of how travel brings people together. As the day came to an end, I found a quiet spot to watch the sunset. The sky turned shades of pink and orange, reflecting on the calm waters. It was a moment of pure tranquility, a perfect end to an unforgettable day. Driving back in the fading light, I reflected on my journey. The road to Hana had been more than just a drive, it was an exploration of Maui's heart and soul. The stunning landscapes, the kind people I met, and the serenity of the island stayed with me long after the day was over. My adventure on the road to Hana was a highlight of my trip to Hawaii, a testament to the island's natural beauty and the magic that can be found when you venture off the beaten path. Chapter 10: Sunrise at Haleakala. Determined to witness one of Maui's most magical experiences, I set my alarm for the wee hours of the morning. My goal was to see the sunrise from the summit of Haleakala, a dormant volcano known as the House of the Sun. According to locals, watching the sunrise from Haleakala is a spiritual experience, one that shouldn't be missed. Bundled up against the pre-dawn chill, I drove up the winding road to the summit. The darkness was complete, a blanket of stars overhead. The quiet of the early morning was profound, broken only by the sound of my car's engine. Arriving at the summit, I joined a small crowd of early risers, all of us waiting in anticipation. The air was crisp, and I could feel the altitude's effect on my breath. We waited in silence, a sense of camaraderie among strangers sharing this moment. As the first rays of light began to creep across the sky, a hush fell over the crowd. The sky transformed, a palette of purples, oranges, and pinks painting the horizon. Then, the sun peeked over the clouds, bathing the world in a golden light. The view was breathtaking, the vast crater below us coming into stark, beautiful relief against the rising sun. It was a moment of pure awe, a reminder of nature's grandeur. Next to me, a woman named Maya shared her blanket, offering warmth against the morning chill. She was a photographer, capturing the sunrise in all its glory. We struck up a conversation, sharing our amazement at the scene unfolding before us. She explained how each sunrise felt unique, a new masterpiece painted in the sky. After the sun had fully risen, I explored the summit area. The landscape of Haleakala is otherworldly, with its volcanic craters and rare plant life. It felt like walking on another planet, a stark contrast to the lushness of Maui's beaches. Maya and I decided to hike a short trail, enjoying the quiet beauty of the morning. She pointed out native plants and shared tips for capturing the perfect sunrise photo. Our impromptu friendship added a special layer to an already unforgettable experience. As I drove back down the mountain, the island awake and alive in the daylight, I reflected on the morning. Watching the sunrise at Haleakala was not just a visual spectacle, it was a moment of connection to the earth, to the people around me, and to the spirit of Maui. The experience left me with a deep sense of peace and a reminder to appreciate the beauty of each new day. It was a highlight of my Hawaiian journey, a memory I would cherish forever.